You know, nothing crazy.
You didn't talk this whole year.
He's been blocked.
I'm blocked too.
No bullshit was having a block.
I'm blocked too, girl. I had to. I was like, listen, this man gonna apologize every month. I was like, Marshall,
Yo, guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Listen, crazy. As they were joking there, saying they both had him blocked. One, because he was apologizing too much. And Jackie, you know why she blocked him. So, because she was moving wild and foul. So, I get that. But it's interesting because these two obviously are part of a foursome group, right? I think it's Kacia, Kendra, Monica, and also Jackie herself. So, the four of them are awesome foursome. And what you might not have known is Kacia, the girl that was in the video that said she has a challenge block too, actually dated Marshall after Jackie had broke up with Marshall. So after Jackie and Marshall broke up, she reached out to Marshall, texted him, daga, 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 da. I'm just trying to check up on you, make sure you're good because I've been in the same place. You've been broken too. And then in their conversation, obviously they end up talking to a certain point. They go on a date. And she says it was more than just one date. Not that it's more than one date. It was more than just the one date in terms of you can't put their connection just down to one date. They actually had conversations and he was saying the most. Now, I'm going to put a caveat here when I do my next video about the situation. Because one thing that Marshall did when he spoke about his current girlfriend, Shay, is that he likes to make grand gesture statements. He did the same thing with Jackie. He did the same thing with Kacia. He did the same thing with Shay. And even in this episode earlier on, when he's talking to Brett says, "Oh, that's a very strong words." When he said he's ready to spend his whole life with Shay. One thing that Marshall likes to do is he likes to declare a lot. And the problem is that the declarations are not based on necessarily fact. They're based on feeling. Now, that doesn't mean that fact is not involved. It just means that a lot of the times when he's making these grand gesture comments, it's because I feel like this rather than it just being. You know what I mean? I love you, Lord. And the reason why I'm saying I love you, Lord, is because I can say that in and out of season. So I can say that when I feel like I love him. I love you, Lord. I just wanted to sing. I'm not going to lie to you. And I can say that when I'm out of season 2. I love you, Lord. I love you in and out of season. I don't need to say it based on a feeling. I don't need to make grand gestures about God on a feeling. And maybe I'll share some of my story as to why I'm saying this in a couple months' time, but not yet. There's a time in the season for it all. When you get to a place where you're not even sure if you love that person and you can say, I love you still. Trust me, it's not feeling. And so sometimes I listen to Marshall and he's saying things based on feeling. Now, both Jackie and Kacia have him blocked. And the reason being, as they're going to share in a minute or two, we'll talk about why they had them blocked. Now, let's just keep it a buck here. Welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Little Blackbird, you know what time it is. Listen, if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. Like it, share, and subscribe, okay? We are trying to get to 100K. You guys have done so well. We've grown up to 1,002 so far in the last month and a bit. I want to keep the growth coming. I want to keep the subs going up. I want to keep more engagement as well. So make sure you're leaving a comment underneath this video. Let me know your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree. We always want to hear your thoughts. And also as well, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't done so as well, like this video and share it with somebody who else watches Love is Blind. And the final thing is we have a membership that we also have as well. It's £1, it's $1, and you can join in our membership lives only. Our next one is on Tuesday, the 5th of September. And we're going to be talking about relationships and healing and trauma. So if you're around for that, make sure you don't miss that as well. But listen, let's keep it a buck. Let's get into this video. Let's talk about some real things because I want to break some stuff down. Okay, I want to break some stuff down, baby. Let's get into it. Okay. I love you, Lord.
it's fine. Like, we good. Like, it's all right. Like,
The apology tour.
yes, literally.
I just got off the bus. Okay, I'm not trying to get back on the apology.
No, I feel that. But yeah, I feel like it could be a little awkward, but I'm just gonna, like, I'm not there for.
So the reason why he got blocked is because they felt like he was on an apology tour. He kept on apologizing to people, etc., etc. I actually really like that about Marshall. I respect that. The fact that he's willing to apologize, and I definitely identify with Marshall. I've done something wrong to somebody before who I really cared about, and I really hated how how I made her feel, and I really hated seeing her and just seeing her down. I was like, I've done that, and I feel bad about it. I remember a situation I had where I was dating somebody, and I misbehaved. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't fulfill what I meant to fulfill, and I said to the person, "Look, I'm so sorry." And it's like whenever I saw them, I wanted to keep saying sorry. I just felt so bad, like, yo, I'm sorry. And I saw them in a few weeks' time. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Like, I just wanted to say, I saw them next week. In fact, the brother had to come and tell me, listen, bro, it's enough. Let it go, bro. I was like, bro, I said to him, even you, I'm sorry, bro. And the reason why you do that is because you generally do feel sorry, but also as well, you don't want to be disliked. That's the honest truth. The reason why you're apologizing so many times is because you're uncomfortable with being disliked. I'm a people pleaser, and I know. So the reason why I was apologizing so many times, yes, I saw her sad. Yes, I saw her down. Yes, I saw that girl hurt, just like Marshall might have saw, Jackie or saw Kacia hurt. Yes, he would have seen that, but he would have been uncomfortable with feeling like he is the bad guy. So in order not to sit with the feelings of feeling bad and not being the villain and the guilt that he will feel, he goes to apologize several times on an apology tour, and that's why he got blocked. But again, whether she blocked him or not, I don't think it's bad or good. It's what she wanted to do. It's her prerogative. But I totally understand that. I understand where they're coming from. I understand where he's coming from. They're blocking him because like it's too much. Kacia especially. I don't know how that friendship would have worked, because if she ended up actually dating Marshall, how would that have worked with you being a friend with Jackie? Would have been awkward, wouldn't it? Right? Would have been an awkward conversation to have, in fact, knowing that you dated the man that she was dating and mistreated. And when you get his story from his side, how are you going to be friends with her? That friendship would have become a threesome real quick, because you having loyalty to Jackie over to him. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You get me? So yeah, it's a Mazzoline, really. It's a Mazzoline. It's tight, So I see what the bigger question here is that she starts to tell a story about her connection with Marshall, and she starts saying about how for her and Marshall, their connection, she felt like he downplayed their particular connection. I was intrigued by that, that she said that. Let's have a look.
He was too cool.
Yeah.
He trying to play like he was too cool.
Yeah, I get it though. Like he was trying to make it so it didn't seem like what he did was on the same scale of like you and Josh moving on or whatever. And honestly, to be honest, it didn't start that way. Like when I reached out to him.
Now I kind of missed a little bit of it. She was talking a little bit and saying how he downplayed their relationship and he was doing too cool for school when he mentioned about the fact that they only dated once. And reality is she's going to let you know that actually there was more than just dating once. We actually spoke on the phone, and we've all been there, right? Where you might have only gone out once, but there's been a lot of talking that's happened behind the scenes and a lot of, big words exchanged and promises maybe made or declarations or, things that are being said that gets people to feel like they're on the verge of commitment. And so I can understand her point of view there. I get it,
And it was not to be like, oh, I'm trying to talk to you, Marshall. Like I genuinely felt for him. Like obviously in the pause, I had a connection with him, so I still cared about him. But it was really just to be like, man, I know how that feels to be broken on that type of level, and I just want to make sure he knows. Like,
so she reached out to him just because she wanted to make sure he was okay, and it wasn't like she was trying to steal anybody's man. And I'm not saying that she was trying to steal anybody's man. Probably what it was, she had a connection with Marshall in the pods. Jackie ended up winning. Jackie didn't end up with him. She decided to go with him after. I don't think there's a beef behind it. I don't think there's anything crazy about it. I won't look any deeper to it. I think that's fair. By the way, obviously everybody's out for themselves as well as they are making friendships. You don't want to waste an opportunity here. Like just because your friend in the pod was dating him doesn't mean that you can't date him after, because again, that's what they were there for. They were here for the experiment. So it would be foolish of her to rule it out. I'm not gonna be angry at it.
Hey, like you have people out here who care. Like obviously I cared about you too, but like I just knew that would probably break him. And so I was like, let me just reach out. And then one thing led to another. But it was definitely more than just one date. Like he
So she wanted to make it known that, it's definitely more than one date. We had more than that. There was, I guess maybe because she might feel a bit foolish, like, how are you going to say it's just one date? Like, as if why I felt the way I felt about you. It's obviously clear that we had conversations, we spoke, we talked, we actually exchanged some level of value and some level of, mutual interest. So how you gonna say like downplay it to that point? I think that's why she was a little bit pressed about that, and I'm not mad at it. I get it. I try to understand where she's coming from as well on that issue. Last point.
Literally was saying stuff like, dang, I made a mistake. Like, if I would have chosen you, we probably would have been married. I just think like the words and the text, the conversations we shared, like definitely more.
See, that's the problem with Marshall, and I'm going to do a video specific about this. He be saying stuff like that. That's the stuff that be jarring me, and I believe that he said that because he done said it about Shay already. He says these grand things that, oh, if I hadn't made a mistake, if I wasn't with me, I could have married you. He be saying things out of feelings, bro, that are not true, and that's the problem with him. And so he sucks a person into his world, and they end up in a place where they start feeling confused. I'm gonna leave it there. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button. If you haven't done so, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Don't leave without subscribing to us, baby. You feel me? I love you.